Myself, Dr. Chandan Sharkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, P.N. Das College, Polta, under West Bengal State University. This now I am trying to discuss regarding e-modules on regional delineation. This is the part of the syllabus of Semester 4 Geography Honors, Paper 08T, under Regional Planning and Development. Regional delineation is defined as determination of boundary around area or regions. Actually, regional delineation is how we demarcate the boundary of area or any regions. This is very most important for take the action for plan for developmental plan in any area or regions. To understand the delineation of regions, we first need to understand that the different types of regions and the concept of regions. A region is a spatial unit with homogeneous condition of physical and human attributes. Physical attributes, namely relief, climate, vegetation, soil, etc. And human attributes, namely economy, culture, politics, language, etc. And each region is unique characteristics and with differ to other regions. There are three types of regions, namely formal regions on the basis of homogeneous condition, functional regions on the basis of service, and vernacular regions on the basis of perception of human beings. Regional delineations can be analyzed on the at formal regional delineations and functional regional delineations. Formal regional delineations can be analyzed by weighted index number methods and factor analysis methods. Functional regional delineations can be analyzed by gravitational analysis methods and flow analysis methods. This is the variables for delineation of formal regions. And the weighted index number methods, firstly introduced by Bordeville. In these methods, some parameters are chosen and given the weight of any area or regions. And on the basis of these parameters, there is identification of economically problem regions. These parameters are unemployment percentage, average unemployment, standard deviation of unemployment, and per capita income. And on the basis of these parameters, we have to calculate the weight of any area or regions. For example, where the standard deviation is 5, average unemployment rate is 4%, and if the unemployment of area is more than 5%, this area, namely HIFC, is economically problem regions. And other area is, maybe we can say, that is the safe regions or non-problem regions. This is the explanation of above features. Some demerits have in these methods. These methods properly not delineated the all area. These methods can only be applied where quantifiable data is available. These methods cannot be applied for delineation of natural and physiographic regions. These methods only applied for economic, employment, income level delineations. And finally, these methods is to isolate the main problem regions, that is the area of economic malaise. This is the problem. The factor analysis methods. These methods is more classical methods. In 1968, firstly, regional planner B.J. Berry applied these methods in USA. In 1968, D.M. Smith applied these methods for regional delineation in northwest England. And according to Smith, some factors are responsible for identification of economically healthy regions and problem regions. The factors, namely industrial change and industrial structure, social structure, and population change. These are the explanation of above. On the basis of above factors, there are methods used to delineation economic health regions and problem regions. Smith identified 14 industrial criteria and 14 socio-economic criteria. These criteria totally are maybe interdependent. These factors helps in the delineation economic regions and healthy regions. Economic health regions and problem economic regions. On the basis of the some parameters and factors, Smith identified the economic health region in East Lancashire and problem economic regions Middle Lancashire in UK. Other approaches for delineation of functional regions: flow analysis and gravitational analysis. Flow analysis. Each and every dominant service center have a surroundings satellite area, have periphery area, have fringe area. On the basis of some flow of services, namely economic services, social services, political services, information services. So, the intensity of services gradually decreased when the distance gradually increases between dominant service centers and surroundings area. So, with the help of this flow service, we can identify the bounded the area and delineated the area regions. These are the explanation of the above features, above diagrams. These examples for analysis of flow analysis methods on the basis of telephone calls. Here the matrix A to I and the telephone call received in maximum in D service centers, which is primary service center. The total number of telephone call is 350, and BEG, they are on the basis of the matrix that number of telephone call is more than 100, that the secondary or subsidiary telephone call received, that is the secondary or subsidiary nodes, and rest of the centers are tertiary nodes, which is less than 100 telephone call received. This is the explanation of above diagram. Finally, gravitational analysis methods. It is concerned with the theoretical forces of attraction between centers rather than actual flow. The gravity models assumed that the interaction between two centers is directly proportional to the mass of the centers and inversely proportional to the distance between the centers. Mass can be populations, employment, income, expenditure, and retail turnover. A distance can be in physical terms like kilometers, miles, etc. So, mass can be gradually decrease when the distance gradually increases between two service centers, and this can be identified by mathematical notation. F equal to m1 into m2 divided d. m1 is the force for gravitational action between two settlements. m1 and m2 are masses of two settlements, and d is the distance between two centers, service centers. The main features, it is concerned that the theoretical forces of attraction between centers rather than the actual flow. This model assumed that the interaction between two centers is directly proportional to the mass of the centers. Mass is represented by variables like population, employment, income, expenditure, and retail turnover. Distance is represented in physical terms like mile, kilometers, etc. For examples, delineation of national capital regions can be done on the basis of some services. These are the flow services. There are the services. There are the service amenity services for delineation of national capital regions. There are the some demographic criteria for delineation of national capital regions. Thank you. I want to say the regional delineation is the most important part for regional planning and regional development. Without delineation of any area, we can't take the proper action for development of that area. Thank you. Okay.